Hi and welcome to MicroMoment Monday, where we are just about drowning in cucumbers. Every time Jim goes out to check the Vigo gardens, there's more cucumbers. Giants like this and regular ones about this size. We have two different varieties, and my son gave those to us as very young plants, and it's been the best cucumber crop I have ever had in my entire life. He doesn't remember which varieties of cucumber he planted, so I have no clue what these are. So, since I have never had to deal with cucumbers before, I am learning a lot and doing some experimenting, and I thought I would share with you some of the things that I have been trying. Some things have worked better than other things. One of the things that worked really well was this little cucumber salad right here. This is so yummy. It's pretty much cucumbers and onions, and then with some oil and vinegar and some dill in it. And it is, oh my gosh, it is just wonderful. I could eat this raw all day. Really good. And then, one of the other things that worked really well, you are looking at my very first ever pickles. I have never made pickles. And these are just a quick and easy refrigerator pickles. This is a recipe by Rachel Ray. I will put the links to both of these recipes under the video so you can check them out yourself. But they turned out really well, didn't they, Jim?
Yes, they turned out very, very well.
We tasted them last night when they weren't chilled all the way, and then we tasted them just a little bit ago, and the taste is about 100% improved when they have been chilled. So these will keep in the refrigerator, I'm sure, for several weeks. Now, what I did with this recipe, just so that you know, when I poured the syrup over the top of the pickles in this pint jar, it only came up to about right here. So I doubled the recipe for the syrup for a pint. But if I were to do it again, I would also cut back on the mustard seed. There's too much mustard seed, I think. But I would keep the dill the way it is and double it, but just half the mustard seed. And I'm really pleased. What I am not so pleased with is I thought it would be great to make some cucumber chips. In fact, some of you all have talked about making cucumber chips in your dehydrator. So this is my attempt right here. So this is vinegar with a little bit of oregano. This is barbecue. This is salt and vinegar, and this is salt and pepper. And I went through looking at several different recipes online and people who have done this, and everybody says to cut the cucumbers as thin as you can. Well, my mandolin cuts things paper thin, and I cannot get these off. I've tried everything and they have absorbed a little bit of moisture today, but when they were just crispy and dry, I couldn't get them off. I tried everything. I tried snapping them off by bending the plastic sheets the way I do with some things, and I've tasted all of them, but as you see, when I'm trying to pull it off, I leave half of it behind. Jim even tried a minute ago, and he couldn't, but they're good. Right now they're a little bit soggy because I've left them out. I'm going to start all over again, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do differently this time. So I'm going to set these aside. I have plenty of cucumbers to play with. I have just steramined this, so it is ready to go. I am going to show you how thin this goes on my first setting. It is so thin you can see through it. And that's what I did for these, and that I think was in error. So I am going to bump this up to, and let's see what this looks like. All right, that is too thick. So I'm just going to bump it up one. I'm going to bump it back one. So this is one up from the original. All right, I think that that will be just about right. So I am going to go ahead and cut a bunch of these. And yes, when I get lower, I have my safety gloves that you all taught me about and this little rider thing, and I will be very safe. And when I come back, I'll have all of these cut and I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right, so we're back, and I have about 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and 2 tablespoons of oil in here. I'm going to mix those together, and then I'm just going to drop in these cucumbers. And so that's going to be the base on these. And I'm just going to try 2 trays, and that is it. When I do experiments, I don't usually do a full batch. So I'm going to lay these out after they're dipped in the oil and vinegar. Jim suggested oil because they might come up easier off the trays. Also, some of the suggestions in doing these cucumber chips also had a mixture of vinegar and oil. All right, I'll be back when these 2 trays are filled, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. All right, I have 2 identical trays here. On one, we're going to put this little barbecue. This is called Butch's Smack Your Lips Magic Dust Barbecue Seasoning. With a name like that, I just don't think we can go wrong. So I'm going to just go very lightly across these. And then the others I want to replicate vinegar and salt. And so I'm putting some of this good Utah salt on here, just with the vinegar and oil. Okay, these 2 will be going in the dehydrator right now and probably take about 6 to 8 hours. So we will come back when these are done and we will see what our results are. So I will see you then. Well, good morning. It is the next day, obviously, and last night we let the dehydrator run for 4 hours, then we went to bed. It had been set on 10 hours, so sometime during that last 6-hour time frame, look what we got. These beautiful little chips. They are great. Now they are a little bit oily, but look how easily they come loose from the tray. I can just slide them right off, and they're really good. I can taste the vinegar. I can taste the salt. These are very nice. So this will be a good way for us to use up. Jim just said that our cucumber plants are about on their last leg, so we probably are about the end. And I think I'll just make a lot of these little chips. They're very nice. I think next time what I would do is, for the liquid, I would use only 1 tablespoon of oil and 2 to 3 tablespoons of vinegar. Just a little bit of oil. These do have a little bit of oil on them, but they just come loose so easy. So I'm very grateful for that. These are the barbecue. Let me taste one. Lip smacking. These are great. These are my favorite. So we have 3 new ways to use our cucumbers, and I hope this was helpful to you. Share with us the way you use big loads of cucumbers if you grow your own and have an excess. So thanks for joining us for this micro moment, and we will see you next week.